what's up, what's good. If your beat sounds quiet, muddy, or just not hitting the industry tracks, this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to master your beats in FL Studio step by step so they sound loud, clean, and professional. Okay, let's dive into this session right here. Check out how the track sounds before mastering. Alright, let's check out let's check out how the track sounds after mastering. Big difference, right? Let's break it down how to get that sound. How should we get that sound? So the process is very simple. First of all, you gotta export your beat to waves. So this is my project right here. I just gotta export it to waves. You go on files, export wave, just like that. Pick the folder, for example, and save. Click replace if you have to, and boom, start rendering. In this case, my files my files already been rendered, so this is my wave file right here. So when you render it, you're gonna have to drag it from the folder you exported it, right? From the folder you exported. For example, we can just drag the wave file to FL Studio like this. Let's do this, drag it like that. Okay, there you go. So this is my wave file dragged into FL Studio. Let's check it out and see how it sounds. And here, let's see how it sounds. So far so good. So when exporting, you make sure you export your file to neg 6 dB. Yeah, so you gotta make sure you export your wave file to neg 6 dB. For example, this is my file, the whole project right here. I have to make sure the master here, the master is speaking around neg 6 dB. So let's check it out. So we're almost there. Okay, somewhere there. Alright, so we are picking around neg 6 dB. So you make sure you export your master track, your master wave, somewhere around neg 6 dB on the master volume so that you have enough headroom for mastering. So now let's dive into building the mastering chain. Let's dive into building the mastering chain. Let's check it out. So this is how we go about it. Okay, so here, so you make sure you load the wave and mixer right here, and then you make sure your mixer is channeled to the master. So how you load your wave into the mixer, you just double click it go on the drop down menu right there and then route track to free mixer track. So now the track has been routed to free mixer track. Then we just have to make sure it is linked to the master channel right here. If it ain't linked, you just come here, put your cursor there, you right click and route to this channel, just like that, now let's listen to it. Alright, so right now I got this default thing, I don't need it. We're gonna start from scratch with everything we need to use. Okay, so let's do this. Alright, to build your mastering chain, this is where it all begins. This is where the magic happens. So to do all this, we're gonna start with the parametric EQ. Equalization is very, very, very important. Now in this EQ, usually equalization, what it does, it enables you to cut off frequencies that you don't like and frequencies that you like. And during mastering, we play around equalization. We work with this thing so that we can cut off some frequencies that we don't like and some frequencies that we like. However, during mastering, we don't cut too much because we already had done this in mixing. During mixing, we had already done this. I'm gonna be posting more videos about mixing, so subscribe to my YouTube channel for this, and I'll show you how we do that. For now, we are targeting mastering, and that's how we are doing it. Okay, now let's try and cut off some frequencies. So in this case, we are cutting frequencies below 20 to 30 Hz somewhere here. However, we're not gonna do 20. I want to cut off the MIDI effect. Let's check it out, and we're gonna sweep through the frequencies to see which frequency is kind of making noise right there. Let's Alright, sounds like my MIDI kind of effect is focusing on 151 Hz. So I'm just gonna drop down that frequency and cut it out somewhere 151 Hz, and I'm gonna cut it for just a few dBs, like just 2 dBs. Yo, that's what's up. Now let's check it out. Sounds good for me. It kind of sounds good. So now I just want to add up some brightness. So to do that, I'm just gonna boost the high ends, beginning from 8 Hz to 12 Hz right there. I can give it just a few dBs, maybe 2 dB as well, so that I get that bright kind of feel in the track. Okay, let's check it out right here. Alright, that sounds more like it. My equalization is cool for me. However, like I said, with equalization you can cut frequencies that you don't like and frequencies that you like. You can boost, like that. So now in this case, I just cut some frequencies between 20 Hz and 300 Hz there. I just had to cut some of the MIDI frequencies, and I had to boost some high frequencies somewhere around 8 Hz to 12 Hz. Like for example, you see this, cut my frequency here and I post it there. Now this is done. I want to do my compression. Compression is very, very important, and in this case I'm gonna use fruit Fruity compressor. So compression is very wonderful because it controls the dynamics of the song, the dynamics of the beat, the dynamics of, that's what compression does. It levels up, it balances up those dynamics so that they sound, you know, um, all held together, all set, all glued together in short. So that's what compression does. So let's play around with this thing and let's see what it gives us. So in terms of compression, I'm gonna set my threshold to 0.5, make 0.5 right there. What threshold does, it enables the compressor to kick in by the time the signal reaches like 255 dB, like 25.5 dB. So that's when compression begins to work. However, I'll be compressing about 2 to 1 dB. So meaning each time compression takes in, it's gonna compress about 2 dB of that signal and releases one signal, like a 1 dB. Yeah, so for good sound, I need a slow attack. There's a way you can also make sure when the compressor kicks in, it attacks instantly or it delays a bit. So we're gonna add a slow attack to this. This is our attack knob. We're just gonna add that slow thing. And a medium release, we can do this the midi right there. Let's check this out and listen to how it sounds. Right there, big difference right there, big difference. However, I might have lost some input of signal, so I gotta compensate it by gain it a bit. So I'm gonna gain it by 2 dB. Let's check it out. Got it right there. That is how you go about it. So that's my compressor. Now we're gonna need some kind of saturation, because saturation, you know, tend the mix down. Like saturation just, I don't know, it just had that warmth and fulfillness, fullness of this sound. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna play with Fruity Overdrive. There's a good plugin. Now check this out. I haven't done anything yet, but it's gonna do some kind of magic. So listen to it before Fruity Blood Overdrive and after. So we're gonna play it before. Check it out. Now I'm gonna play it after adding Fruity Overdrive. Check it out. Big difference, right? So that's how we do it, man. We make it simple, just like that. Make your beat sound good. Okay, now let's add a little more stereo imaging. It's very important to widen your stereo image of your track. Your tracks got to sound wide. Your beats got to sound wide. So now, in this case, we're gonna bring in stereo enhancer, Fruity stereo enhancer. Or you can use Fruity stereo enhancer, or you can use Fruity stereo shaper. In this case, I'm gonna use Fruity stereo enhancer. Now let's check it out. here I'm not gonna do much. What I want is just to widen um, my track. So I'm gonna play with stereo separation, and I'm just gonna add about 30% of that. Just that is enough, and I'm gonna gain it a bit because whenever you do the stereo separation frequencies, it kind of brings the track down. So we're gonna gain it a bit by just a few dBs of 5, 1 to 5, okay, right there, just like that. Now check this out. All right. So that's how we do it. We just do it like that. Keep it simple. We move it step by step. Now we're gonna add limiter, final loudness. We gotta set this limiter at least by let's add a limiter there. We're gonna work with 40 limiter. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna set the ceiling for limiter by 0.8, means 0.1. What the ceiling does is that it seals your signal so that it doesn't clip. For example, it can seal your signal to be limited to just 0. Or next 0.8 dB, so that it doesn't just reach the 0 dB or go beyond and start clipping. You understand? So we're gonna seal. We're gonna set the ceiling here for 0. 0.8 dB, so that we don't clip, and then we're gonna boost the gain right here to the level where the beat shouldn't clip, but we should get the loudness. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Now that this is what gives your this is what gives you that industry loudness. This is what gives you that industry loudness. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna export our track right here. We're gonna export our track and play it alongside with complete tracks, so we hear our loudness. So I'm gonna export the beat, then we're gonna compare it with our reference tracks and check where we are moving at. We check for the clarity, we check for the bass and the loudness. This helps us know if we are right on the track. Now let me export this for you and check it out. Let's go. Oh, we just exporting our file right there. Wow, this is awesome. Alright, so I'm gonna play a song by Banner Boy. Let's see what he's got here as our reference. Done. Okay, so we are done exporting. Now let's play the track and listen to the output, how it sounds. There you go. So this is our track. I'm just gonna play it so we hear how it sounds against the complete project. So we're gonna play a track by Banner Boy just to compare the two.
Tapsmadeit.
Alright, now let's check out a track by Banner Boy. Let's, uh, let's check out a track by Banner Boy and see how we sound right here. Are we really standing out for commercial sales? Are we standing out for that industry thing? Oh, what's up with my computer here? Let me check. Come on. You gotta load for me. Okay, so now I'm on YouTube right here. I'm just gonna play a song by Banner Boy. Let's see how we sound.
I wanna be in your life until the night is over. I wanna hold you so tight, coming closer. It's been a hell of a ride, but every single moment you were there by my side. Whenever I'm broken, you make me feel whole. Whenever I'm lonely, you're there for my soul. Wherever you are, girl, that's where I call my own.
Alright, so my goal here,
I'll be letting you know.
my goal right
I want to be dancing with you forever. You see,
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is just alright, so my goal here is just to check on the loudness between two tracks right here. Alright, so I've mastered my wave right here and I just wanna check on the loudness. So observe, this is the loudness for Banner Boy, Fit and Shrine. Check it out.
baby, it's magic anytime that we're together. I make I just love you and hold you for my hand. Hold you for my hand. Hold you for my hand. Hold you for my hand.
Over and over again, yeah, my love is burning, babe. Feels like time is frozen and night is for us. I've been alone again, every moment's golden, yeah. Feelings I've been holding in, it must be love.
Alright, I'm loving this currently. Sounds good. Sounds good. Now let's play our jam and get the loudness. Let's see how loud we sound. Are we reaching that standard? Or maybe we need to go louder than this. Okay, let's check out what we just did right here.
Tapsmadeit. Tapsmadeit.
Alright, so far so good. So far so good. I kind of like the vibe. I think we're there. And this is how we do it. It's done, right? It's kind of, done. And that's it. That's how you master your beats in FL Studio. If this helped you, make sure like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe for more producer tutorials. I've got more beat coming for you. Stay creative and keep cooking. Oh yeah, just subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you kind of like this beat, hit me up. I'm gonna give it to you. That's how we do it, right?